Hello, first graders. It's Mrs. Croissant here with our new writing assignment. We've been talking about writing small moment stories, not big, huge watermelon stories, but a moment and really focusing on a detail of that moment that we want to tell. I've asked you to just keep writing and writing. When you finish a story, you start a new one. You just keep going. Every Tuesday and Thursday, we just work on our writing. Today, though, I want to talk to you about something that we can do to make our stories more interesting. I want to talk to you about ways to bring stories to life. Now, I'm going to read you a little story I wrote. And I want you to think about, what do you think about this story? I heard the fire drill bell. I lined up with the class. We walked down the hall. Just told you a small moment. You know that when you're at school, we have fire drill practices. What do you think of that story? Was that interesting? Did that make you want to read more of my story? Did you want to hear more of my story? I don't know. It sounded kind of boring to me. When I reread it, I was like, oh, that was a little bit boring. So one way that we can bring our stories to life, make them sound more interesting, it's right up here. I want you to look up here. We can unfreeze people. And there are two ways that we do that, two ways that we unfreeze. One is we make them move. So instead of I walked down the hall, you could say I skipped, I jumped, I ran, I hopped. That brings it to life a little bit more than just I walked. We can make people talk. They can say things. Hurry up! Stop talking! So by making our characters move and by making them talk, we can make our stories more interesting. We can bring them to life. So after my boring story, I had to give a little bit more thought to it. Like, how could I make this more interesting? So this is what I wrote next. Clang, 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 went the bell. I jumped. Everyone, quickly line up at the door, the teacher called out. So I gave some action words. Clang, clang. I jumped because it scares me. Those bells are loud, right? When you're in the classroom, they're loud and they startle us. They make us scared and nervous. So it makes maybe our body jump a little. Quickly, line up at the door. This is fast, fast, fast. We don't have time, right? We're like, so the teacher is saying, quickly, line up at the door, she calls out. I'm going to add a little bit more to it tomorrow. We'll see how we're going to walk out. I will put this up here as an example for how we bring our stories to life. So when you are working on your story today, how can you add to your story to make it more interesting? How can you make your character move? And you can do that by using words like jumped. We know when someone jumps, they're scared, they're startled. You can make them talk. They might yell, they might shout, they might cry. Make them talk, make them say something. That will help bring your story to life. All right, boys and girls, thank you. Can't wait to see your small moment stories. A lot of you have been turning them in, so when you finish a story, turn it in. If you're still working on it, go ahead and keep it and keep working on it. That's fine. But turn it in at one point. I do want to see it. All right, boys and girls, thank you very much. Have a good Tuesday and happy writing. Bye-bye.